When it comes to everything that happens in Black Widow, we can now look back at years worth of rumors and realize that many of the scoops that insiders dropped were 100% just make-believe and literally never would have worked or ever even were considered. So let's talk about Robert Downey Jr.'s appearance as Tony Stark, aka Iron Man, which was something everybody thought was going to happen because everybody was reporting it and it wasn't in the film. Let's talk about why it didn't make the cut. Since the early days, we learned that Black Widow would be a prequel to Avengers Infinity War, making it a sequel to Captain America Civil War. Right there, the moment we found that out, obviously the scoopers were out in full force confirming and unconfirming other things. One of the biggest ones was, of course, yes, Tony Stark will return in this film. He will have an appearance. Now, they might use stock footage, they might do some fibbing, they might do something where it's like the back of the head or something, but he'll definitely be in this film. He's going to be in it because they have scenes from when they were shooting the ending of Civil War. And you can see exactly how a scooper or anybody could come up with this one, right? Obviously, they have second takes, third, fourth, fifth takes, alternative camera angles, so you can fit it in there. We recently saw them do this with Loki. So it's really not a surprise that somebody could come up with this and put it out there and be like, well, I have to hit gold with this one because how could they not do it? You watch the final product, it's not in there. There's no Tony Stark. There's nothing on him. So recently the director, Kate Shortland, talked a little bit about this, and she says that initially there was discussions in regards to everything and everybody and every character that is available at that time and how to bring them in. And when it came to it, it was Kevin Feige who was really great about this approach, saying that she doesn't need any of these guy Avengers or anybody to appear in the film because it's a Black Widow film. We want this to be about Black Widow and not about over-the-top cameos or here's your small Iron Man cameo, here's your Steve Rogers cameo. It's got to be more than that. It's got to stand on its own as a Black Widow film, so you don't need them. And we're not going to use them. And that was sort of the approach to it. And yeah, I mean, we all know they had other alternative takes and longer cuts of multiple things that happened in Civil War. But they didn't use them. And they didn't use them because there was no need for it. That would have felt forced. An alternative take of Tony Stark saying something or her walking away from him and him turning around and like looking at her. What's the point? Like, does it add anything to the story? Not really. She's on the run. We pick up with her on the run. And that's all you need to know. And I think that worked for the best. You don't need a cameo just for the sake of a cameo to be distracting. If it could have fit more into the story, sure. But we had Thunderbolt Ross, and he was essentially a glorified cameo. So, you know, why stack more of them?